Hello and a very warm welcome to Science Monitor, your weekly update on what's happening in the field of science, technology, research and innovation in and around the country. I'm Tina Jha. From the rollout of Hansa new generation trainer aircraft to an innovative technology to extend the shelf life of sugarcane juice, we have plenty in store for you on this edition of Science Monitor. But first up, the headlines. Hansa new generation trainer aircraft unveiled by CSIR-NAL. Superior performance, range and endurance of Hansa-NG is expected to make the country more self-reliant in the field of civil aviation. Previous exposure to common cold human coronaviruses might have saved many lives. Joint study by NII and AIIMS explores an interesting reason behind the low COVID-19 mortality rate in India. IIT Kharagpur develops a new technology to extend the shelf life of sugarcane juice. Ozone-assisted cold sterilization technology keeps the juice fresh for about 12 weeks. And CSIR-CSIO develops a transparent face mask using a biocompatible polymer. The mask is breathable, reusable, and comes with an anti-fogging layer. And now news in detail. Bengaluru-based National Aerospace Laboratories of CSIR recently unveiled the new generation of its two-seater aircraft series, Hansa. The upgraded version, called Hansa-NG, was rolled out at the aircraft hangar of the NAL's Belur campus. The state-of-the-art trainer aircraft will make the country more self-reliant in the field of civil aviation with its superior performance, range, and also endurance. More details in this report.
On 31st March, CSIR National Aerospace Laboratories in Bengaluru unveiled the new generation of its two-seater trainer aircraft Hansa. Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, Director of CSIR-NAL, Jitendra J. Jadhav, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Ambar Dubey, and Joint Director General of the DGCA, G. Rajashekhar, were among the many dignitaries present on the occasion. Hansa-NG, or New Generation, is the state-of-the-art training aircraft and is expected to strengthen Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. NAL has entered into contractual agreements with several flying clubs regarding the aircraft and already has letters of intent from several flying clubs.
As Hansa we started, though in CSIR in 2000, and in 7 years we made about 12 aircrafts and handed over to DGCA. And then that time civil aviation market was not so much growing, and then flying trainers has a lot of options. After market survey we called people and then started making an aircraft and all, started working out the specification of aircraft. And then today you are surprised, I have 30 LOIs in hand.
This laboratory of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research is the only civil aerospace research and development institute in the country. NAL has continuously worked to empower the country in aeronautical technology since its inception. As part of this, the two-seater Hansa was developed in 1993, keeping in view the need for a training aircraft. After getting its license in the year 2000, several models of Hansa have been developed. Apart from flying clubs, these aircrafts are also being used by the aerospace and aeronautical departments of Indian Institutes of Technology. This new advanced model of Hansa is equipped with smart multifunctional displays, a glass cockpit, and bubble canopy design with Instrument Flight Rule (IFR) compliant avionics, and uses a highly efficient digitally controlled engine. Everyone present at the unveiling ceremony took stock of the model and praised the achievement.
It is best suited for the flying clubs. It is made specially for ab initio training purposes. So, as Rajya mentioned, we purchased 11 aircraft from NAL and we distributed to many flying clubs. With this modification, they went for HANSA-NG, new generation. They named us new generation. I used to send many officers to NAL, interact with the designers and witnessing a test. All these things we approved some modifications, and now NAL has to go for the flight test.
The HANSA-NG has been built within 6 months in collaboration with production partner Mesco Aerospace Limited. It is quite cost-effective as compared to other aircrafts in its class and has a superior performance. HANSA-NG will now undergo flight testing. After the test in Bengaluru, the aircraft will be taken to the Indira Gandhi National Flight Academy in Amethi. The new generation of HANSA aircraft will enable a new impetus to aviation training.
According to a joint study by the New Delhi-based National Institute of Immunology and the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, previous exposure to common cold human coronaviruses might have played a significant role in decreasing the severity of the COVID-19 in the Indian population. For the study, the researchers examined the traits and stability of immune memory in unexposed donors and patients who recovered from mild COVID-19. Let's see this report to know more about this study.
COVID-19 infection has once again started to spread across the country. The number of patients testing positive for COVID-19 is increasing daily. However, despite the increasing cases, the mortality rate of COVID-19 in India has been very low as compared to countries like USA and the United Kingdom. An interesting study conducted by the scientists of New Delhi-based National Institute of Immunology and All India Institute of Medical Sciences has revealed that one of the reasons behind the low mortality rate of COVID-19 in India could be the prior exposure to other coronaviruses that cause common cold in humans. The study, based on T-cell immunology, studied blood and plasma samples of 2 groups to find out their response to the novel coronavirus. To the surprise of the researchers, the samples collected before the outbreak of COVID-19 displayed a high frequency of cross-reactive T cells that are responsible for triggering immune response against an infection.
We took the cohort of mild COVID-19 patients, those who recovered from the mild COVID-19, and after 5 to 6 months of their recovery, we collected their cells. Okay, we collected the blood, we took the cells out, and then we did the in-depth immunological investigation there. What we found that these mild patients have a fantastic immunological memory in terms of CD4 T cells and B cells even after 6 months of the recovery, and that's a good sign. Surprisingly, we took the control cohort. This is a kind of unexposed individuals, those who were, the samples which were available with us prior to the pandemic, and they have never seen SARS coronavirus 2 before. What we observed that majority of these individuals, almost 70% of them, they do have some of the T cells that are cross-reactive and that are actually responding to SARS coronavirus 2, and that was very surprising for us to see, because in our understanding, it should not happen that we have that level of cross-reactivity.
The study focused on the CD4 T cells, a subset of white blood cells that are required to generate antibody response against an infection. According to the researchers, cross-reactive CD4 T cells identified in the study samples were found to target different domains of the novel coronavirus, including nucleoproteins, structural proteins, and in some cases, even the spike protein. The study indicates that the presence of cross-reactive T cells must have contributed significantly to the low severity of COVID-19 in India. According to the researchers, their study also has the potential to plan and strengthen mass vaccination drive in the country.
But it's possible that those who have pre-existing immunity will respond robustly to the vaccine, and they may just need one dose of the vaccine. By that way, you can actually spare the doses, and rather than giving the 2 doses to an individual with pre-existing immunity, you can give more time. You can give a kind of a schedule of 0 and 12 weeks that will help to spare the vaccine doses. That's the first aspect on how this study will impact on the vaccinology and as well as the vaccine rollout in this country in a mass vaccination situation.
In India, mortality rate of COVID-19 has been less than 1.5% even after reporting more than 1 crore cases, while in other countries, this rate has been in the range of 3 to 10%. One reason for this is that in Indians, the common cold causing coronaviruses have already strengthened the T and B cells that play an important role in the protective immune system. The study has been published in the medical research journal Frontiers in Immunology.
And with that, time for a short break here. More coming up on the other side. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Science Monitor. During the hot and humid summer months, there is hardly any drink more refreshing than the sugarcane juice. However, after its extraction, the juice quickly loses its flavor and color due to some biological processes, thus making it unsuitable for long-term storage and marketing. Now, to solve this problem, IIT Kharagpur has developed a new process technology to increase the shelf life of the sugarcane juice without compromising on its color and its refreshing flavor. Let's look at this report as to how this has been achieved.
During hot summers, just a glass of sugarcane juice is enough to give you a boost of energy, even if the sun has sapped all the energy out of you. This rich and nutritious drink contains phytonutrients, antioxidants, and vitamins C and B that benefit health. It is beneficial during heat strokes, dehydration, and even jaundice. But we can drink this juice only when it is fresh. That's because the biological processes that occur in the sugarcane juice leave no scope for its longer shelf life. And unlike other fruit juices, it loses its taste and aroma when thermal treatments are used. Now, to overcome this challenge, a researcher from IIT Kharagpur has developed a new technique by which sugarcane juice can be preserved for 3 months without the use of any chemical or thermal treatment.
थर्मल प्रोसेस है हमारे पास, ट्रेडिशनल थर्मल टेक्नोलॉजी से चाहे तो हम जूस को बैक्टीरिया को भी, एंजाइम को भी इनएक्टिवेट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है कि एकदम फ्लेवर जो है, उसका कलर और फ्लेवर वो भी डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाता है। और थर्मल प्रोसेस से शुगर के क्रिस्टलाइजेशन, मतलब शुगर केन जूस का सेल्फ लाइफ तो बढ़ जाएगा, लेकिन वो शुगर केन जूस नहीं रह जाएगा, वो एक चीनी का घोल हो जाएगा। दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम। सो टू ओवरकम दिस थिंग, इसकी सेल्फ लाइफ भी बढ़ जाए और उसके नेचुरल तत्व भी रहें, एक कोल्ड स्टरलाइजेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का हम लोगों ने मिलके इजाद किया है।
Chirasmita Panigrahi, a research scholar at the IIT Kharagpur's Department of Agriculture and Food Engineering, studied the ozone-based cold sterilization technique under the guidance of Professor H.N. Mishra and Professor Sirshedu Day of the Chemical Engineering Department. The technique involves 2 processes, microfiltration and ozonization. Fresh sugarcane juice is filtered and then it is ozonized and packed well. The study found that in this way, the formation of bacteria and yeast decreased many-fold, and the spoilage elements were neutralized by 85%. No deterioration in the taste and color of sugarcane juice was noted during storage after this treatment.
We have combined these 2 technologies to form a huddle process, so that we can remove those microbes and enzymes which are responsible for the spoilage of juice. and technical specifications we needed to optimize it, because for any kind of juice you will take the process parameters and other things will vary. So for the ultrafiltration also and for ozonation, the process parameters I have optimized based on the desirability, based on our desirability, like to remove or to kill the microbes and enzymes, but to retain the polyphenols and antioxidants.
We are going to design and develop a prototype unit which will basically complete the whole process, starting from extraction of sugarcane juice and finally to the undergoing the various processes and finally to the packaging unit.
With this technique, the shelf life of sugarcane juice increases to 12 weeks under refrigeration without any change in its bioactives and essential nutrients. Sugarcane juice is a useful commodity and has a large market. Through this technology, this market can be expanded and people can have sugarcane juice that has a longer shelf life without having to hunt down a fresh option. The research has recently been selected for the National Meritorious Invention Awards 2020 by the National Research Development Corporation, Government of India, New Delhi.
Indian scientists and researchers have constantly been developing better solutions to deal with the novel coronavirus. Taking another step in this direction, Central Scientific Instruments Organization of CSIR has now come up with a transparent face mask using a biocompatible polymer. The mask is breathable, reusable, and also has an anti-fogging layer. Let's look at this report as to how this innovation will solve many issues relating to regular face masks.
In the battle against SARS-CoV-2, masks have become an indispensable weapon. Over the last 1 year, Indian scientific institutes and startups have developed many kinds of masks to help fight the virus. However, these masks also pose a problem in the identification of the user. They obscure the facial expressions of the wearer, which might also add to the security threat at various places. Therefore, people do need to remove their masks to confirm their identity, and this might increase the chances of infection. Recognizing such issues relating to the opaque masks, CSIR's Chandigarh-based Central Scientific Instruments Organization has come up with an innovative solution. Researchers at the CSIR lab have developed a transparent mask. This mask protects against coronavirus without masking anyone's facial identity.
इस तरह का मास्क ना केवल हमारे आपस की बातचीत के लिए, बल्कि जबकि आप कई जगह देखते होंगे डॉक्टर पेशेंट या जहाँ पे बात करते हैं, कई बार पेशेंट के फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन से उनको पता चलता है कि इनको क्या तकलीफ़ है, तो उसमें भी ये बहुत कारगर हो सकती है। दूसरा ये है कि सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जब हम आप देखते होंगे एयरपोर्ट पे जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे हमें मास्क उतारना पड़ता है, तो अगर इस तरह के मास्क रहे तो देखने में भी आसानी होगी। और तीसरी बात ये कि अगर हम देखें कि जो बोल नहीं सकते हैं वो तो साइन लैंग्वेज यूज़ करते हैं, तो अगर हम उनको ये मास्क दें तो उनके साइन लैंग्वेज के साथ वो बात कर सकेंगे और उनको बहुत ही आसानी होगी बातचीत करने में।
This mask was also presented to Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, who visited CSIO last month. The Union Minister not only used this mask but also appreciated the efforts made by CSIO scientists in finding solutions to different problems.
This is very specially developed through a very nice casting process by the scientists, where she ends up with this very nice nanoporous sheets which are breathable, so air can go through, come in. Even water vapor goes through and come in, and so because of that, the mask doesn't fog up.
It is easy to manufacture transparent masks using plastic, but such masks make breathing difficult and also lead to fogging. Moreover, a mask made out of plastic can be used only once, thus ending up in landfills and harming the environment. Taking into account all these aspects, CSIO research fellow Sunita Mehta and her team modified a biocompatible polymer to develop a transparent material. These transparent masks allow for easy breathing and also get rid of the problem of fogging. To top it all, these masks are reusable and can be used multiple times.
I started with a polymer which is already available in a normal material science laboratory. I modified that polymer in such a way that it is breathable. And after that, in order to resolve the problem of anti-fogging, I applied an anti-fogging coating on the inner side of this face mask after applying some surface treatment. And this polymer is also having an intrinsic property of hydrophobic, which basically prevents any water droplets containing infectious bacteria or the viruses to enter into the nose and mouth. So, and in addition to that, this material, this mask that we have prepared, it can be easily cleaned by using a sanitizer or a normal soap solution, and it is completely reusable.
This research has also been supported by scientists from the Department of Science and Technology's Institute of Nanoscience and Technology in Mohali, CSIR's Central Food Technological Research Institute in Mysuru, and the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. This is an innovative, one-of-its-kind solution for problems caused by face masks during this very trying time. Industries associated with this sector can use this technology to mass-produce transparent face masks on a large scale.
Time for another short break on the program. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back once again. You're watching Science Monitor. And now let's take a quick look at some other developments that have made news in the field of science and technology in our special segment, Science Express.
During an online function organized on the 31st of March, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, released a book authored by eminent scientist Professor C.N.R. Rao and his better half, Professor Indumati Rao, titled Founders of Modern Science in India. The book has been published by the Indian Academy of Sciences. Bharat Ratna Professor Chintamani Nagesa Ramachandra Rao is a pioneer in the field of solid-state chemistry and has honorary doctorates from 60 universities from across the globe. Known for his vast publication records, Professor Rao has authored 1,600 research publications and more than 50 books. Professor Rao has held key positions in several educational and scientific institutions like ISRO, IIT, IISc, and also served as the principal scientific advisor to the Government of India. At present, he is the Linus Pauling Research Professor and Honorary President at the Jawaharlal Nehru Centre for Advanced Scientific Research, Bangalore. The Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, recently met Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu in Hyderabad and made a presentation on the sewage and air surveillance system to find the prevalence of COVID-19. Dr. Mande was accompanied by some senior scientists including Dr. Rakesh Mishra, Director CSIR-CCMB, and Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Director CSIR-IICT. According to the presentation, sewage monitoring provides qualitative as well as quantitative estimates about the number of infected people in any given population and can be used to understand the progression of COVID-19 when it is not possible to carry out testing on a large scale. Data relating to sewage surveillance in different cities was also presented to highlight the utility of the system, and Dr. Mande suggested to install this system in the Indian Parliament. Researchers at the London-based Natural History Museum have uncovered some interesting secrets of centipede venom while conducting a study. The aim of the study, led by Dr. Ronald Jenner and his team, was to find out whether the centipedes got their venom from their direct ancestors or from somewhere else in the tree of life. To the amazement of the researchers, the study found that centipedes have repeatedly stocked their venoms with proteins that evolved within bacteria and fungi. And these toxic components have been acquired through horizontal gene transfer. Horizontal gene transfer is a process in which the genetic material moves between distantly related organisms. The process is different from vertical gene transfer, which involves inheriting the genes from the parents or direct ancestors. According to the researchers, the important study reveals the largest, most diversely sourced contribution of horizontal gene transfer to the evolution of animal venom composition. Scientists have detected a rare, medium-sized black hole, which could be a missing link between stellar-class black holes and the supermassive black holes. Stellar-class black holes are typically 3 to 10 times the mass of our Sun, and the supermassive black holes are millions to billions times heavier than our Sun. Stellar-class black holes are known to form after the collapse of a dying star, but astronomers have yet to figure out the origin of supermassive black holes. Scientists assume that the newly discovered Goldilocks black hole, which is about 55,000 solar masses, might be the missing link between the two extremes of black holes. Up to now, only a handful of intermediate mass black holes have been discovered, and none have been squarely in the middle of the 100 to 1 lakh solar mass range of intermediate black holes. The research has been published in the journal Nature Astronomy.
So that's it from us in this edition of Science Monitor. You can send us your feedback and suggestions through email. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write to us. Our address is Vigyan Prasar, 5th floor, Prithvi Bhavan, Lodi Road, New Delhi, 11-0003. So time to take your leave now. We'll see you same time next week with another brand new edition of the program. Until then, take care, continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior, and also keep thinking scientifically.